Hello, this is Piria. Welcome back. For those of you who watched this video for the first time, this is a part of a series on theory of change. So if you haven't watched the first video, I suggest that you watch that first video first. So what is theory of change? So this video is to answer that question. Now I leave it to you to read all these 5 points here. Um, But theory of change outlines the change that an organization wants to see happening in order to solve a particular problem. Theory of change outlines a hypothesis around what actions you need to take for that change to occur. Now, theory of change are very vital to program or project success for a number of reasons. Programs or projects need to be grounded on good theory. By developing a theory of change based on good theory, you can be better assured that your programs or projects are delivering the right activities for the desired outcomes. By creating a theory of change, your programs or projects are easier to sustain, bring to scale, and evaluate, since each step from ideas behind it to the outcomes it hopes to provide to the resources needed are clearly defined within the theory of change. Theory of change is also a living document to be revisited every programmatic cycle. A complete theory of change should be based on these 7 elements. Problem statement. Theory of change should be grounded on a clear problem to be addressed. It is easy to be tempted to just jump into solution. That is our human nature. However, it is really important to really define the problem that we want to solve. The second element is the desired long-term goal. Now that we know the problem, so what change do we want to see? What is the solution to the problem we want to see happening? Number 3, pathways of change. Now that you want you know the solution you want to see happening, but how do you get there? How do you achieve your solution? This is where you have to work out what you need to do. The fourth point is stakeholder mapping. Now we know what we want to do, but then we need to map out who already has a stake in the issue that we try to address and have been involved in maybe doing the same solutions. um, it's an opportunity to find out, to see whether we can work together with them and tap into their expertise. Assumption and risks. We need to make assumptions that um, when we carry out our plan, what can happen along the way that can be a barrier to achieve what we wanted to achieve. Now, assumptions and risks for some people are just the same sides, two sides of the same coin, and I tend to agree with that. So you can use either assumption or risk. Number 6, indicators for output and outcomes. These are the targets you want to achieve and how you know you are going to be successful. So as part of pathway of change, you know what you're gonna do, but you gotta set some targets, right? Number 7, which is the last of the 7 components in this theory of change. It's diagram and narrative summary. This is usually a one-page summary that allows you to explain your theory very clearly. It's 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 in a diagram format, um, just the same as the one that I showed you earlier, but I will show you later on some more. There are a lot of benefits derived from having a good theory in place. Now, some of these that theory of change builds a common understanding among team members, because as part of the process, everyone becomes clearer and clearer um, about the activities that they need to implement and the assumptions around them. Theory of change allows you to identify stakeholders that are involved in the issue you are working on and offer opportunity to explore collaboration with those stakeholders. Theory of change provides a roadmap for everyone to follow. So in that sense, theory of change should be used to review progress as well. As I mentioned earlier, it's a living document. Okay, so here's an example of theory of change. Uh, Theory of change is presented in various forms. I just wanted to show you some examples that are available on the internet, and this is one of them. This one is similar to our first theory of change. Activities at the bottom of the screen, um, and they contribute to achieving the higher objectives. Now, in this example, you read top down. Terminologies used in this one here are really easy to understand. Um, as you can see, this is just another form of presenting theory. Um, so because theory of change are presented in all forms and shape, you are free to create your own. However, what is common though is that it shows logical link between different levels, namely activities lead to outputs, to outcome, to impact. This is another example, and you need to read from left to right. To me, theory of change is about creativity in how you want to present your theory. It's very important that your theory of change is easy to understand and helps you communicate your strategies. Um, so I'll just draw this video to a close here. The next video will run you through exercises on how to create theory of change. Please check it out. Thank you again for tuning in. I'll see you in the next video.